This is the plaintiff, Nicole Cowan. She says she's just recovering from the worst college roommate nightmare ever with the defendant and is owed all sorts of money by the evil girl. They argued incessantly. Phones were thrown. Then there was a brawl and the cops were even called. Bottom line, she's owed $1,635.63 for rent and utilities and is suing for it here and now. This is the defendant, Alexa DiCepolo. She says the plaintiff was doing all sorts of drugs in the apartment, wasn't behaving properly, was failing her classes, and was always making out with random guys and girls. She couldn't live there because it was torture, so she skedaddled on out and owes the plaintiff Zippo. She's accused of causing a collegiate calamity. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $1,533.32 for all she is owed.
All parties, please raise your right hand. You seat it and come to order, please. Litigant 7 sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you. Nicole Cowan, you are suing your former roommate Alexa DiCepolo?
Yes.
Okay, for $1,636.63 that you say she owes you for rent and utilities because she bailed on you as a roommate. Tell me what happened.
So I went to Suffolk University in Boston, and we didn't get housing. We didn't get dorms, so we had to go through the school's website for off-campus housing. And I met
And were you a freshman?
Yes.
Okay.
And I met Jackie through that website, and she found Alexa, and we met at orientation in the end of June. Our parents were looking for an apartment, and they found our apartment while we were at orientation, and there was only 2 people allowed to sign the lease, so me and Jackie.
Why were there only 2 people signing the lease if there were 3 people that were going to live there?
It was a 2-person lease. There's only 2 people allowed.
So you were hiding from the landlord the fact that there was a 3rd one? Go ahead, just say the truth. What are you going to do? What are you going to say now? You got to tell me the truth, right? You're under oath, right? So everybody always tells me the truth when they're under oath, right?
Right.
Okay, so you were hiding from the landlord that there was a 3rd person. So it's you and who else was on the lease?
Jackie.
So where were you sleeping?
I had my own separate bedroom.
So who didn't have a bedroom?
Me and Jackie shared a bedroom.
Shared a bedroom. Okay, so go ahead.
So everything was fine for the first few months of school, and then we just started fighting.
Was she carrying a bigger portion of the? You weren't paying in thirds, right?
No, we were paying in thirds.
You were paying in thirds.
She didn't pay any less or any more than we did.
Any more for getting a private.
Right.
Okay, so go ahead.
So we started fighting a lot, and
fighting about what?
Just like parties, the house, the messes. Like we didn't get along. And then in February.
And what say you the fights were about?
My complete and total problem was the fact that there was a lot of cigarette smoking in the house, and it was a non-smoking apartment. It was just like a big cloud of smoke all over the apartment, and that was our first major fight.
Okay.
She didn't like cigarette smoking, but meanwhile she had friends from school smoking marijuana in the apartment.
Mostly Nicole, though. Nicole was probably the biggest marijuana smoker in the house.
You had, I can name them who you had at the house.
Okay, stop. You know, normally I take the kids out when the parents are talking about stuff that I think are going to really upset the kids. I got the 2 parents, I'm contemplating taking them out before they now hear the parade of what is going on in their daughters' lives while they're paying for college. All right, go on.
So in the beginning of February, I was watching the Grammys, and my friend was over, and the garbage was kind of full, and Alexa threw clothes on top of the garbage, and I said something to my friend, like, that it was overflowing, and she heard me, and when he left...
Did you say something more than it's overflowing?
Mm-hmm. No, I said she should just take that out. Why would you put clothes on top of the garbage can when all the garbage is falling on the ground?
Okay, why didn't you just tell her that? She's standing right there?
She was in her bedroom.
Okay, so you say that, and what happens?
And she didn't say anything at first, and then when he left, she came into the living room, and she's like, why would you say that in front of your friend? And we got into a whole argument, and it just led to her saying that she was going to move to her cousin's apartment because her cousin lived in Boston as well. And she started packing all of her belongings up, and I called my dad, and I was like, what do I do? So
are you dad? Okay, step on up. Go on.
So her cousin came and started packing all of her stuff. She took her TV, a futon that we had. She took the cushion to the futon. And I said, if you're moving out, can I have the key? And she said, my boyfriend has the key. And I said, well, where's your boyfriend? And that's when my father got involved and tried to talk to her because he wanted to call her parents.
Okay. When you got involved, what exactly did you say to her?
I was trying to get her mother's phone number or her father's phone number to talk to them. I'm assuming that it was a normal fight amongst college kids and roommates, and that it would eventually work its way out.
What was your goal? To keep her there or to get her out?
To keep her there.
To keep her there because of the financial issue?
Sure,
because she's paying half the rent.
She was paying a third.
And why are you smiling, or a third, right?
Because actually he decided to curse at me, told me to get out, that he called the police on me actually to have me thrown out.
Okay, but you were already leaving, so why would he call you to tell you to do what you were already doing?
Because he said that I was to leave all my belongings there, and if I paid rent until August, I would then get my belongings back.
Oh, really?
And then he started to curse at me, scream at me.
What did he say to you?
Actually, my cousin was there as a witness. She was standing right next to me.
Mom.
She heard word for word what he said.
What did he say?
He told her if she didn't get out of the apartment that he was going to call the cops. He told her that she needed to give the keys back and that she no longer lived there.
Okay. And do you deny all that?
Definitely did not curse, definitely did not tell her to leave. Told her if she was leaving, then she needed to give the keys back. And she also said that her boyfriend had the keys, and that's what also concerned me, that she was leaving, and that she wasn't going to be there, and there was going to be some strange guy had the keys to my daughter's apartment.
So what is the reason? Yeah, but that can be fixed. What is the reason that you ended up moving out?
The way that her father spoke to me, he did curse at me. And I actually have pictures of Nicole's behavior that I just couldn't live with. She actually, the person who she's making out with in this picture, the boy in the yellow shirt caught her having sex with him in my bed.
Okay, what?
The boy in the yellow shirt, who's further on in the pictures, walked into my room and she was having sex with that guy in my bed. And this is another one of the reasons why I made out, because that behavior, I know we're
made out?
What was that?
What did you just say?
Moved out, sorry. That's one of the reasons why I moved out. Yeah. Because I know that we're in college and we want to have fun, but that type of behavior is destruction, like total destruction.
You think this type of behavior is destructive?
Yeah. Just.
Are you in these pictures?
No, I am not.
Who took the picture?
I did.
Okay. You don't look. Can I just tell you something? You want to see this or you don't want to see them?
Because
no, I know you don't want your dad to see them because you're in a bra. I think you're making out with a girl in one. There's all kinds of stuff going. Do you want to see them or you want me to just put them down? Dad, you're the one paying for college. I don't know. You know, I'm sort of caught in the middle because I got little kids. But I'm going to be paying for college one day, so I may want to know or I may not want to know. Don't chicken neck me. Don't put your hand on your hip. Don't do the attitude thing. All right. So you want to see them or you don't? Your call. I don't care.
After 19 years of being a single father, I understand kids will be kids.
I'm going to put the pictures down. Now, here's the thing. You're trashing her about her behavior. I just can't possibly tolerate that kind of living arrangement because this is just, I know we're in college, but you're happily taking the pictures.
No.
And you're not only taking the pictures, they're posing for the pictures. You're not like hall monitor taking pictures of things that offend you. You're happy. Mom, do you want to see the pictures?
Oh, I've seen. There's more than
I actually spoke to a
so you've
lawyer.
seen them. So you're happily taking the pictures of... Well, I pretty much described it. And then, oh, gosh. And then this other one where someone is throwing up in the toilet and is sending the one finger salute to you because you're joking around with her. That's why she's doing that, because you're teasing her, because you're taking her picture while she's vomiting. So you are no saint.
Well, my lawyer told me to do that.
Your lawyer? Oh, please.
Well, I have a professor.
Yeah, let me see if I got this right. There's a party going on, and when's the date of this party, honey?
That was probably the day before I left for vacation. That was probably December 8th, and I left December 9th.
And everything doesn't hit the fan until February, where you have the argument with Dad, where he's supposedly cursing at you, and where all this other stuff happens is in February. But you're telling me that upon legal advice of a lawyer, you posed like a happy party reveler and took pictures of your friends, but it was all just you creating evidence? My God, do you really think that little of me, that I'm going to buy that? You don't think I went to college? You know, you do better not trying to insult my intelligence, both of you. Show me the bills. You moved out in February?
Yes, I told them I was moving out February 8th and then ended up moving out on February 13th.
You never told us that you were moving out.
Was February paid up?
Yes, it was. So I told them on the 8th, I gave them 3 weeks notice. And instead of finding another roommate...
And you have a security deposit?
Yes, I do, and a last
How
month's
much
rent.
of the security deposit do you have?
She actually put it right here that we did it 1/3. She put this in her statement. I don't know if you want to see that
I understand
or not.
that, but what your counterclaim is for more than that, so that's why I'm confused.
It's for the security and the last month's rent.
Okay, so And your rent was how much, ladies?
$766.66.
Is that correct?
There was 6 months rent that she didn't pay, and she had paid 1 month.
Stop a second. What is the monthly rent? $766.
$66 each.
Okay. Now, if she leaves in February, are you folks liable for a whole year or for a school year?
It was a 12-month lease, so
Okay.
it was
So
6
what did you
months
guys
left.
end up doing? I assume that everybody's plan was to rent out the house during the summer.
No.
Are you allowed to sublet it?
No.
Okay.
Ma'am, that's a
Are
lie.
you
wasn't
living there? Are you living there?
It's
You're
vacant
home.
right now, yeah.
Ma'am, no,
Right.
it's not.
And everybody,
There's
and so is your
furniture
roommate
there.
living there or is she home?
She's home.
What did you want to say?
Ma'am, my cousin actually went there to go pick up my mail, and when she went there, she rang the doorbell, and 2 people came downstairs, a woman named Jess, and she said that she was subletting the apartment for $1,500 a month.
Okay.
And I actually saw the
Tell me
apartment on
about it,
Craigslist.
I went to pick up the mail, and the mail's in the inside of the building. So someone with the key had to let me in. I rang the bell. This woman came down, said that she was subletting. I asked where Nicole was because I knew Nicole. Said that she was subletting. Her name is Jess. That's all I got.
Not true.
Here's the deal. The question that we have here is, do you have an obligation to stick it out? Okay? That's why you say it's 6 months, but you're only suing for 2 of them. Why? Not because you re-rented it or sublet it and it's being covered, but why?
Because in Boston court, you can only sue for $2,000. So she sued for the maximum up there with 2 months. Her
Well,
other
it's not the
roommate
maximum. It's $1,600. You're $400 shy of the maximum.
and her other roommate sued for the other $1,600.
Do you have another lawsuit pending against you?
Yes, ma'am, and I have a question because they said that we were supposed to split everything 1/3, but yet they have 2 different numbers on their original claims. Hers is almost $200 more. I don't understand if they messed up on their math. I'm not sure what happened, if they didn't talk.
Who's suing for what month? Who masterminded this? You did? So you
no.
tell me.
Okay, so there was 6 months that went unpaid.
Mm-hmm.
However, 1 month was prepaid. The last month, she had paid her share in advance.
Right, and the security was
at
prepaid.
inception.
And the security.
And the security was
Okay.
paid. So that left 4 out of 6 unpaid. So she sued for 2 months, and the other roommate, Jackie, sued for the other 2 months.
Why are the figures different?
I don't know.
Somebody's math.
Plus,
Okay.
it was.
Well, if there was less of this and more math attending, there wouldn't be such a problem. Court is in recess.
All rise.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin outside the Times Square Information Center. Do you really believe this defendant was horrified?
Definitely not. She's just trying to make it up so that she can get something out of it.
Why wasn't she horrified?
Because she probably enjoyed what they were doing.
Why do you think that?
Well, if she's taking pictures of it.
That's the thing. Why would she be taking pictures?
Well, there'd be no reason except now she wants to make some money off of it.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. Going inside the court.
Okay. I have to decide if the situation was so offensive and so difficult to live through that it's tantamount to a constructive eviction of you, and that nobody should have to live under those circumstances. You've attempted to show that. I don't think you've succeeded, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I think that it is far more likely that the practical truth of all this is that you're no different or better than anyone else in your position, which is just you roommates didn't get along. I think that you were all having fun with each other until you weren't. And let me tell you guys something else. Fun is fun, and that's great, but let me tell you what disturbs me about these pictures. It's not what's happening in the pictures, although that would be disturbing to any parent. It's that there are pictures. Your generation doesn't get it. Say it, forget it, write it, regret it. You know, you guys post yourself on YouTube, you post yourself on Facebook, you know, look at these. One day you're gonna be applying for a job, honey. You know, somebody has a bunch of these and somebody with an axe to grind against you has these. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, this is just really stupid. Now, since I find that the situation is just your typical roommate, I don't get along situation, I find that you are liable for March and April rent. You already have on your side March and April, right? Because you already have her security deposit and you already have her last month's rent, right? Okay, so you don't owe her anything else. Now you've got a problem, and your problem is this, that you have another lawsuit where somebody else is suing you for May and June, I guess. Okay, because of what the stop talking, you talk outside. All right, May and June. Okay, if I'm you, I get you better bring your cousin to court to talk about it being sublet, because if there are no damages, if somebody isn't out money, they can't then say I have a damage. All right, and you're already essentially paying in this case because you're losing your last month and your security. So you should be square, unless you also owe the rest of the summer because it's not sublet. So your next case is going to be all about the sublet. So if I'm you, I get as much evidence as I can about the sublet. Do you follow what I'm saying? All right. Good luck, folks. On your counterclaim against them, 0, because the net judgment is that the money that you're suing to get back, you actually do owe them and they get to keep. We're done.
All right, just hold on right there.
Sue, the defendant has to say first, coming out here into the hallway, what was it like being in there and having to tell all those stories about really them and about yourself too at the same time?
I was completely confident about it. I just hope that, her father doesn't see her too differently now that he's seen her half naked making out with various men.
You took the pictures and everybody was smiling at you.
Yeah. Both my lawyer and my mother told me to take those pictures.
Well, you believe she's totally innocent and not partying with those people?
But I told her she would call me and there was problems going on, and I said, take the pictures because the parents are not going to believe it.
I'm not half naked having sex with various people. There's fun and then there's destructive behavior. And
so you kind of want to paint yourself as innocent?
No, I have fun at college, like I do normal college things, but I just don't do things that can jeopardize my health and jeopardize my reputation.
Okay. All right, write down
Thank you. Have a nice day.
All right, come on in here. What do you have to say for yourself?
She can be quick to point fingers, but she's not innocent. We're college kids. She does the same thing. I've heard her numerous of times having sex with her boyfriend, stealing condoms from CVS multiples of times. Quick to point fingers at me. I'm happy with.
All right, Dad, you get the final word on this thing. What about everything you saw and heard in there?
I think the judge did make a good decision. There was a lot of bad behavior going on up there, but not enough for anybody to move out. I do think the judge's math was very bad, since there was 6 months that went unpaid.
Anything you want to say to your daughter or any of the girls about the stories and the pictures?
We've already had those conversations. We'll continue to have them.
Okay, Harvey?
Okay, Kurt, to prove constructive eviction, you have to literally prove that the roommate is making things unbearable and you didn't contribute to the problem. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.